Season's greetings and welcome to our December Local Image show. It was 7 years ago when a young man named Scott Jenson interviewed for a photographer-editor position with our production department. He was hired and spent the years since that day working side by side with me and other staff members here at On Location TV and Government Television Network. Scott brought something very special to his work on Local Image, lots of talented production skills to be sure, but more importantly, lots of heart. We're going to miss him very much, but also wish him well in the next stage of his life and career journey. And since this will be Scott's last show, we invited him to join me for a farewell visit a little later. Meanwhile, to get us in the holiday spirit, we thought we'd share a special collection of holiday-themed segments from Christmas time past, a little present for you today. Take a look.
One of the reasons that we started looking at doing this was because both of our husbands said that there's several soldiers that don't get mail. They don't get packages from home. They don't have families like us that are constantly sending them packages every week. So, I know that there's, just generic cards or letters can be sent into the units. And like my husband, he will save stuff, and on mail day, those soldiers that didn't get anything will get those generic cards and letters and packages that have been sent to the unit. So, just the support from people. The troops just want to know that we support them.
And sometimes the best form of support comes in little packages, like the cards and notes created by local kids and placed inside each gift bag.
A lot of times I take a lot of breaks, stuff in my bags to read the cards, to know even how thoughtful the kids are during this time. And inside it says, "Dear soldier, I would like to wish you a Merry Christmas. Thank you for serving our country. I know your job is difficult and you are very homesick, and I pray each day that you return home soon. Happy holidays. God bless. Marie, St. Rosa Lima School." You need help?
Yeah, I probably could use a little.
Oh man, there's so much gratification. There's so much joy. There's so much laughter. The support. I get triple-decker goosebumps right now. It's just an amazing process, and especially Dawn and Melissa. They're two incredible individuals. Their husbands are awesome. Dawn's husband I know very well. And to help them, their families, and to see all that's going on and the support for them, that's a number.
That is a number that grew from 700 soldiers to
over 4,000.
4,700 of them are from National Guard, and 26 out of the 4,700 are from Minnesota.
It's quite a spectacle down here. We're in Maplewood and we're cutting down a 90-foot tall Christmas tree.
We saw a blurb in the Pioneer Press that the city was looking for trees. I never really knew that's what they did. And we just thought, hey, let's take a picture and send it in. So we did, and they came out and checked it and they liked it.
Well, it won't fall on your roof now.
Yeah, it won't fall on the house.
Good. Good. There's a lot of danger involved. We have a lot of people on the ground, and everyone here is pretty much a professional person, especially the crane operators and stuff. That's one of the largest cranes we have in the state, so it's a big one.
That's all the further she's gonna roll.
And there's a man that's actually climbing the tree. He's going to go up about 3/4 of the way, maybe a little further than that. He's going to put the sling around so they can raise the tree above the house and lower it on a flatbed truck.
Our grandparents planted it, and now it's going to be in Rice Park for the city of St. Paul, and we're pretty proud.
the sky, little lamb? Do you see what I see? A star, shining in the night with a tail as big as a kite, with a tail as big as a kite. Said the little lamb to the shepherd boy, do you hear what I hear? Ringing through the sky, shepherd boy, do you hear what I hear? A song, high above the trees, with a voice as big as a sea, with a voice as big as a sea. So the shepherd boy to the mighty king, do you know what I know? In your palace warm, mighty king, do you know what I know? A child shivers in the cold. Let us bring him silver and gold. Let us bring him silver and gold.
And this year, the boys found out that just one stick wouldn't do.
We had to get a different stick this year as the trees kept getting taller. Pretty soon we're gonna have to have a boom truck to get this one done.
It goes pretty smoothly. With an occasional bump in the road.
Kind of slows you up a little bit. You get on a roll and then you get one that doesn't go.
But you gotta keep it all in perspective.
Now you gotta have a little fun out here. Gonna make it. Something's right in my eye.
On behalf of everyone, I welcome you to this great festivity that has become an annual tradition in our community.
Neither rain, nor sleep, nor gloom of night. This year's ceremony takes place inside, but draws a crowd anyway.
And with me to help with everything are members of the Vadnais Heights pageantry.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
The tree's lit. What could go better than some cider, a cookie or two, and some holiday voices, big and small.
December marks the final local image show for 2014, and it's bittersweet for us to know that it also marks the last show for our co-worker, Scott Jenson. Scott is taking on a new adventure in his production career, and he's here to share more about his past, present, and future with us now. Welcome, Scott.
Hey,
the
thank
final
you.
show for you with Local Image.
Don't make me cry, Judy.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna keep it together.
I've got Kleenex on standby.
Thank you.
For both of us. But let's talk a little bit about the past 7 years that you've been with us. When you first came here, you obviously accepted the job. Talk about what you thought you were going to be doing and what you ended up doing, and kind of were they the same or different, or a little bit of that?
Yeah, well, if you knew where I came from, which you did because you interviewed me, and I didn't tell you how hard it was to be a business phone banker at Wells Fargo. And, you know, I was doing all kinds of video stuff on the side and finally decided I got to just have the 9 to 5 and see how that goes. And the business phone banker, it brought me a lot of good things, but it made me realize I got to get back to video and just be doing that full time and telling stories. And when I got here, it was just amazing to just know that my duties were to just tell stories and to, you know, make it happen and edit and bring things to a climax. It was just the dream, I guess. So it exceeded my expectations. It was amazing.
Yay.
Yeah.
What about the environment here? What did you like best?
The environment, I mean, what other place can you just have so much creative freedom and be tasked with telling positive stories that help make the communities look good? And no other place. I mean, yeah, I love that aspect of this place.
Talk a little bit about what you actually did with the Local Image show. What were a few of the nuts and bolts to make this show happen?
Yeah, shooting and editing, and then showing up and finding that balance between, you know, trying new things as, you know, as a storyteller, and then also realizing you got the deadline at the end of the month, every month, and not letting yourself get a little too, you know, crazy and excited about, you know, trying new things. You also have to bring it down and say, okay, keep it simple, make it happen. So it was like, yeah, just shooting, editing, you know, we would collaborate and try to figure out what the story is about, and, you know, helping here and there with other productions and stuff.
Before you came here, I don't think you had a lot of experience in like telling a story that was about something really that was happening, because you are a storyteller, but of a different sort. I mean, you write your own stories and you produce your own stories, and more of a, you know, kind of drama type shows and that kind of stuff, which is great. What was it like for you to adapt to telling somebody else's real story?
Yeah, that was an awesome learning experience. And basically, I would just watch you. You would go in and talk to these people and get on the same wavelength as them, and kind of let them in, or they would let you into their life, you know, just by just generally, you know, being interested in who they are and what they're all about. And so, you know, seeing you being able to just unlock the interviewee, you know, and just have them feel comfortable, it just changed the way I approached everything. So it's all about, you know, being genuinely interested in someone, and then seeing what makes them tick, and then seeing where that little, you know, piece of magic is in their life, and then try to bring that out, you know, into the story.
Well, I've definitely seen you grow so much over the last several years, and just get better and better and better. And you brought so much to our department, and you also were involved in helping with our website and doing things that you had never done before. I mean, we wear a lot of hats here. What were some of the standout stories for you? What stories, you know, really made a difference for you personally?
Yeah, there's a story, the Tribute to the Troops home visit story, where there's one moment that I'll never forget, and it was just a simple shot. You know, the camera's on the shoulder. I'm filming Barb Hervis, and her son had passed away in one of the wars, and all of a sudden, you know, over 100 motorcyclists come to her home just for the sole purpose of honoring her fallen son. And as the motorcyclists were coming, I just had the camera right on her face, you know, curious, wonder what she's going to do. And with every second that I held on to that shot, I just got more and more engrossed in what was happening, because her face just filled with emotion. And it just hit me that it doesn't take, you know, an incredible crane shot that swirls around the person to really impact someone. You know, you just genuine emotion, you know, can do so much for a story. And yeah, there's a ton of other productions. I mean, I actually wrote a couple. Might as well consult the list.
Yes.
So Yeah, the Breathe Easy one that we just did.
Yeah.
As an editor, I was just sitting there watching you do your thing, and you were going back and forth to like, 7 different interviewees, and I was thinking, how am I going to edit this together? This is going to be tough, and then I just would watch it and just, I was just interested in how you were able to put people in a comfortable place and then just bring out the story in each individual person, and editing was super easy. I just kind of did one, another. It was awesome.
You don't have to talk so good about me just because you're leaving, Scott.
I got things for every single person here and every story. Like,
yeah.
I wish we had more time. Maybe
know.
I shouldn't go into everything that I wrote down.
Well, it's a team effort all the way through with everybody here, and you have been a great member of that team, and you've brought so much to the table, and you really took it upon yourself to learn how to do some things that as an editor specifically, that you didn't know before you really delved deep into After Effects and more into the Final Cut Pro, and you share that knowledge with others here, and that's what it's all about. And you're going to do the same, I'm sure, at your new job. Can you tell us a little bit about where you're going and what you're going to be doing there?
Sure. Going to Park Tool, and they make bicycle tools designed specifically to fix bikes. And it's a really great company. I mean, they've been local. We've done a story on them. GTN did a story on them. And they've been around over 50 years, and it's just a really tight-knit community, so it's a great thing. And I'll be doing just the production work for them, so doing videos. And basically what I've found is being an artist and feeling like you got to tell stories, just that mindset translates really well into like the product world, commercial world, because everyone's got their own, unique thing that they're trying to bring to this world, and so you got to figure out where those little, elements are that make people excited, really, so just to be able to communicate that stuff on screen into a viewing experience is, just gets me all excited. So
well, they're very lucky to have you, and they know that, obviously, so that's great for you, and we wish you all the best with that, and I know you'll do great. Just any final comments about the people here that you work with? Any things that you'll take with you?
Comments. Of course I have final comments. Yes, I have final comments. I just want to take a moment to highlight just the people here are just incredible, and it starts from the top, but it goes all the way throughout. And I just want to say, okay, Lou, he's the guy that sets up all the shoots all the time, and he holds everyone accountable. So he's just great to have around. Jeff and Jeffrey, GTN, those guys are sharpshooters, and they have so much talent. It's amazing. Nick, Sports Path, the way he's able to just bring his little artistic vision into his stories, and Arlen has got the heart that he brings to every production, and people all the volunteers can love that energy that it brings, and it comes out in the productions. Joe and Mary are just producers for GTN that do amazing work in that they are always curious, they're always genuine about every story, every situation that they walk into, and just to watch them and be around them has been a blessing. And then there's Chuck, who is kind of a jack of all trades. You ask him to do something and he finds a way to do it, and he just an amazing personality too, just super caring. And what I'm saying is just everyone that we get to work with is just so great, and it brought me, I guess, understanding of it's all about the people, and it's all about relationships, and it's all about working together, and I have so much to be thankful for working with this team.
And we have been just blessed to have you with us, Scott. And I'm not going to cry. I'm not. But we're going to miss you so very much. And we know you're going to do great. And stay in touch. And again, when you reach your dream, which I know ultimately is to be a movie producer, don't forget us little people back here in White Bear Lake, okay? We get your first interview, right?
Yes,
promise?
absolutely,
All
promise.
Right, that's a deal. You heard it here, here first, folks. So now, let's take another look at some of Scott's work in this collection of his favorite local image segments as we say farewell to Scott. Thanks, Scott.
Hey, thank you. Working on Local Image was a blessing, and I have so many favorite segments, too many to show. So instead, I'll share some storytelling tips I learned along the way. First, working on Local Image helped me tackle one of my biggest creative struggles, which is letting go. There's always a way to make a story better, but having the monthly deadline to complete the show, it just drove home the importance of defining the story and making sure every resource was used for a purpose, and every sequence edited would explore and unravel the layers of the story. Taking it a step further, I attended this week-long storytelling workshop, and basically the main takeaway message was to always have a commitment statement for every project. The commitment statement guides the production, and it helps generate questions that are relevant, and it's basically the thread that ties the whole production together. The workshop also went over a bunch of technical tips for telling stories with video, the importance of wide, medium, and tight shots with tighter tights and wider wides, and some lighting tips like shadow side to the camera, which means the human face looks best when the key light casts a shadow toward the camera, as opposed to away from the camera, which looks like a flashlight and takes away the dimension of the face. Judy had known all these things, of course, and she was happy to have me on board and on the same page. And we told some great stories. And just when I felt like I knew what I was doing, I was reminded of a simple but often overlooked key to storytelling. I mentioned this in the interview, but it's worth repeating. I was on an assignment to capture an event. A group of motorcyclists called Tribute to the Troops were visiting the home of Barb Hervis to honor her son who had passed away during the war in Iraq. I was doing the usual, capturing sights and sounds, interviews, getting artsy-fartsy, but when the motorcyclists arrived, I pointed the camera at Barb. It was just a simple shot of her face, but something big was happening. She was experiencing a significant emotional event and graciously let me capture it. That shot would become the backbone of the story, and I further understood that a story is only as good as the characters, and their genuine emotion will draw a viewer in above all else. Again, Judy had known all this and was happy to have me on board, and we continued capturing positive stories of people, places, and events in our communities. And now that my time here has come to a close, I'm thankful for the opportunity to have been a part of Local Image. My coworkers have been absolutely incredible to work with, and the viewers have been great, giving feedback and sending story ideas. And of course, our fearless leader and host of this show, Judy Skye Voss, has played a gigantic role in everything good that happens in our organization. So over the last 7 years, I just want to say thank you for watching Local Image.
We'll be sharing our favorite show segments from this past year in the January edition of Local Image. And then we'll be back with an all-new show and a new staff member in February. Before we close the show today, we'd like to express our deepest sympathy to our fellow community media family at Town Square Television in Inver Grove Heights in the loss of their co-worker, Mark DeJoy. Mark produced and hosted the Insight 7 news show for many years, and he and his work were outstanding. He will be greatly missed. Until next month, I'm Judy Skye Voss, wishing you a blessed holiday season, a very Merry Christmas, and as always, I do thank you for watching Local Image.
Check this out. My sister is one of the best shoppers of all time, and she's going to let you in on some holiday gift suggestions. Introducing my sister Francine.
Christmas time can be kind of expensive. I've got a couple ideas for gifts. I usually only buy one gift a year. This year, these little puppies. The one gift you buy, you usually want to keep. I had to last year. It has a bell. I always buy in a large. I usually want them to fit. You can stuff Kleenexes in if someone has smaller feet. This is where the fun begins. I often use household items for a little extra. Have you ever had ants? Number 2, old bowling ball. Now, if you don't have a bowling ball or a bowling ball bag, I'm sure your neighbor does. Ask. He'll be thankful to get rid of it. Now, this one, my holes are a little far apart, so they don't quite fit for my hand. No big deal. Use both hands, roll it down the aisle. Better control, better focus. Sure to get a couple pins down. I don't usually strike them, but who does? Now, a cup. Perfect gift. You don't only have to drink cocoa out of this guy. Put carrots in it, pickles, nails, screws, toothbrushes, pens, highlighters with little erasers connected. This guy you see in the front yard of most houses. Not at my house. I brought her in. I named her Alice. Now often I like to shift her around. Last week at book club I put veggie dip right in the center. One great idea, just to surprise people, is to wrap your gift in something big. Do you think I would give a DVD player out for Christmas? I don't think so. I usually wrap socks, you know, put a lot of those stuffers, those little fiberglass things that you can pack stuff with. Pack it up tight, they open it up with lots of excitement and find something different. It's a shocker, but it'll always make me smile. Last but not least, lampshade. We always have extra lampshades, right? Well, again, you can use it for other things. As a decor on your head, round your arm. You could actually hot glue it to the ceiling. Decorative item. Creativity is what you need to focus on at Christmas. Re-gifting and using household items is a wonderful way to celebrate the holiday. Go get 'em, guys. Sit down, buckle up, and enjoy your Christmas. Feliz Navidad.